Hello, my dear otter person. I am quite sure that I just did a reading for you not long ago at all. Like maybe a couple days ago. I could be wrong. In any case, it's interesting that we have the whale here as well. I am thinking right now, I may change my mind, but I am thinking right now that the whale is a different aspect of your personality. So, otter person. You have the characteristics of the otter and also the characteristics of the whale. Or, I'm talking about two different people here, and perhaps there's a connection between you. Well, obviously there's a connection between you or you wouldn't be in the same reading. But, let's review. Otter. Unobstructed joy, playfulness, contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck, the otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself, without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits. When in balance, full of love, needs nothing. When out of balance, gloomy, sighs, makes silly excuses. To bring into balance, dance party or celebration. And then we have the whale. Desire to delve deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. I object to the idea that compassion and communication are feminine. They should be completely gender neutral. All right, next. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. A hint of hermit energy there. When in balance, calm, steady, deeply compassionate. When out of balance, heavy, slips into old story. To bring into balance, regular self-care. I can easily see this being two aspects of one person. People who are capable of profound peace and emotional health and stability, if they're really healthy, then they are balanced as well, so they are able to experience the lightness and giddiness of life and happiness as well. So I can easily see this being one person. That's what I already said. But anyway, let's go on and see what comes out. I think I just want to do a standard what's your message today. So going to the Oracle deck, and perhaps a goddess card as well. Oh, there we go. Popped out already. Observer. Interesting. 49. I often find being an observer of yourself to be a very productive, I guess, way to be. Because you're not judging, you're just observing and allowing. And see what happens. It gives, opens up opportunities for all kinds of things. This is really at the end here. Okay. 49, observer. Essential meanings, perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. The Oracle's message: most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. That's not the right one. Protection message. Ever think sometimes your life options are suction cupped to your face and you can't see beyond yourself? There's a big world out there, a multitude of potential realities that you're unable to perceive at present. So you're a little stuck? It's time to get advice from someone you trust, someone who has a better perspective on your circumstances. Perhaps someone outside of your current circle. Other points of view are needed now before you move forward. Take heart. A beautiful vista is waiting for you to drink it in. You just need a little help widening your scope beyond your small self. That is really valuable advice. I have found being a more neutral observer to be extremely powerful in changing my life, in changing me for the better. But of course, you have to want to change. If you don't want to change, you can stay stuck and miserable in your tiny little world. But you wouldn't be watching this reading then, would you? Okay. I said I would grab a goddess card, so that's what we shall do. And hopefully these goddesses have their clothes on. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that one before. Well, let's see what comes out for you. This is your reading. Oh, you got two. Okay. Everything's going wonky. Maybe that's how your life is going. All right. Morgan Le Fay and Lilith. Okay. Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay is commonly remembered as the enchantress half-sister of King Arthur. She is, in fact, the great queen goddess, ruler of the mystical island of Avalon, the fortunate island of the blessed dead. Sometimes equated with the ancient Irish warrior goddess Morrigan, she is a Celtic death goddess. As Morgana Fata, she is the controller of destinies and knows the fate of each person. She is known for her healing powers, her knowledge of healing plants, and her prophetic vision. Like a shaman, she is a shapeshifter, able to take on many forms. Morgan Le Fay represents that deep place of healing magic within each of us, the center where wisdom and healing flow even in the moment of death. The ambivalence with which she is traditionally represented echoes our own fear of her deep and ancient wisdom. Well, people definitely tend to have a negative outlook toward her, and perhaps she does not deserve that. That is frequently the case with goddesses, I find. All right, this one is Lilith. Lilith is a Middle Eastern goddess of abundance, fertility, and fecundity, the giver of agriculture to humans. The first woman created and the first wife of Adam, she refused to be subordinate to Adam in any way. Lilith is associated with the owl, a figure of darkness and deep wisdom, for she is also a goddess of death and transformation. She is sometimes represented as a demonic figure, for her dark wisdom and her sexual energy can be very threatening. She is known to appear as a frightening figure in dreams. Lilith is associated with the lotus, and the symbolism of that flower tells us much about her. The lotus, an exquisite flower that grows out of rank, dark, decaying earth, represents spiritual unfolding and the blossoming of the heart of wisdom. Like the lotus, Lilith challenges us to look upon our dark side and incorporate it into our wholeness so that our great beauty can blossom forth. We all have a dark side, but can you transmute it? Can you turn it into something positive? Can you learn from it and integrate it and use it to help you be a better person? That may seem like a lot to ask, depending on your circumstances. I know it was certainly a challenge for me. But as with most of the readings on this channel, we are talking about healing. And healing is not easy. Sometimes it may be simple, but it's never easy. And if you were looking for simple and easy, then you are in the wrong place. I hope that we can all find ways to heal and grow and become happier and healthier. The cost of that is change. And I know some people are very, very change resistant. But if you want to heal and grow, then change is inevitable. I'm feeling a great deal of stillness now. I feel like perhaps something for you to meditate upon. But I don't know what that would be or where it would come from. Well, a heart healing card, I think, is the way to go. Perhaps you've been delving deep, trying to become healthier, trying to become that whale person. You're probably making progress whether you realize it or not. Sometimes that's why you need an outside observer to tell you when you're making progress, because it can be really hard to tell from the inside. But for now, how about a heart healing message for you? Resilient heart, it's time to rebuild. Okay then. Sometimes they're just a little too on the nose. Okay, 12. Resilient heart. Dear heart, today I ask you to forgive me for all the times I didn't listen to you. I know that by ignoring your counsel, I put you through heartbreak, pain, distress, confusion, and suffering. There have been moments when you felt shattered, and instead of supporting you, I neglected you and tried everything I could to distract and distance myself from your pain. I know you have felt incredibly lonely and at times rejected and unwanted. You have often wondered what is wrong with you, why you are so different, and whether anyone will ever see you for all that you are. Yet through all the isolation, hurt, betrayal, and abandonment, you still had faith that I would come back to you and that we would rebuild a healthy relationship, a connection that is based on self-love, inner security, acceptance, nourishment, and care. I thank you deeply for being so strong, patient, and available to lead me towards experiencing profound love and destiny, as well as emotional and spiritual growth. I am now willing to heed your wisdom and embrace your intuitive guidance. Heart healing exercise. Rub your hands together, then put them slightly apart. Imagine a warm, sunlit yellow energy coming out of the palms of your hands and focus on sending appreciation, recognition, and gratitude for all that your heart and you have been through. Place your hands on your heart and breathe the warm yellow light into the depth of your heart. If you have loving words to say to your heart, what are they? Say them to yourself or out loud. Give yourself permission to connect with, ask questions of, and be guided by the wisdom of your heart in all aspects of your life. Seems like there's a lot going on with you right now. I suspect you're going through some sort of transformation. I mean, you had the Lilith card, which is about transformation. And transformation is never an easy or comfortable process. But, you know, like I always tell you, it is worth it in the end, so keep going. That would be my advice. Again, you've already been advised to seek counsel. Talk to somebody with a different perspective, somebody who is outside of your inner circle. Because if you are trying to expand or transform, there will be those in your current life who will try to stop you. And figuring out who those people are is part of the process. It's part of learning discernment. So choose wisely when you are looking for counsel. Good luck.